Hey y'all, another day, another slay. Ew. Anyways, happy Friday, y'all. It's Friday. I know a lot of y'all cannot wait to, to clock out, and get out on these streets and enjoy your evening and your weekend. So happy Friday, y'all. But anyways, so I'm gonna get back to why I wanted to come back on here on YouTube instead of making a lot of content on TikTok is because TikTok is on that BS, okay? And I'm one of those people, if I'm on a social media platform, if it's not making me no money, it's wasting my time. I mean, granted, I do my readings and, I get, the clients, the usual, but, TikTok started, cutting into the little bit of pay that they pay me. But, and I was just like, yeah, I'm good. Get somebody else to do it. You know what? Because I have so much to bring to the table and I wanted to give YouTube a try again. But anyways, so welcome y'all. Welcome. Let's talk about today that what's been heavy on my mind is ancestral work, ancestral veneration, because there's a lot of people out there who are starting their spiritual journey or they're getting signs and whatnot, but they're also getting misinformation as well. And some of that misinformation is in regards to maybe their ancestors do want them to, tap in and, venerate them. But also on the flip side, if you have ancestors who, a lot of them who have not crossed over, especially maybe a generation, 2 generations, maybe 3 generations before you, who a lot of them who have not crossed over, and they're kind of just sitting back and just wandering and the in between and not really have a sole purpose to go somewhere where they need to go as far as like crossing over to the light or reincarnate, whatever the case may be. That could bring a lot of issues to somebody who wants to start their spiritual journey. And also if the ancestral or around the time that those people have passed away and it mirrors what's going on now, like the horrible deaths, the mistreatments of people, of children, people not taking care of their kids, men in jail. And those things are kind of like, it's like a curse, a never-ending cycle. It's like a generational curse. And nobody within your bloodline has done much to try to fix it. That can also create a blockage for you when you're trying to tap into your spirituality, because there is nothing on the other side for them to look forward to because of lack of traditions. While you guys are living or while they were living, there were no traditions, there were no this, there were no that, there was no unity, there was no community. Everybody just lived and didn't really have a purpose. That can also transfer into the afterlife as well and create problems for those of the people who have lived, experienced horrible deaths, traumatic deaths, and all that kind of stuff. And it makes it much harder for them to move forward and do what they got to do in the afterlife, after human life, because you're never truly completely dead. Either you're stuck in the in between or you're trapped somewhere. But and that's a pattern that I have been seeing for some folks who do not practice spirituality, or their family don't practice spirituality. There's no unity within the family. There's no tradition within the family. Everybody's kind of like a lone wolf out there just doing their own thing with their little small pockets of people, but never everybody coming together. Because when it comes to spirituality, it's very, very community based, because you need the community. You need the people around you to make things move. Because, many hands are better than 2 hands, right? And it's the same thing in the spiritual concept, because you need that form of community to make things push or to make things move. So when you have a bunch of ancestors and family members, living family members who do not operate like that, and they have not operated like that for many generations, now with you trying to start your spiritual journey, there's a lot of work that has to be done to honor those people who have passed away, to help them cross over, to appease them, because these people are angry, they're sad, they're in agony, they're in traumatic pain, or they don't even know that they have passed away, and their spirit is just like in shock. And time is of the essence. Time is very linear in the spiritual realm. So the way we dictate time in the human form is not the same as the spiritual form, because some of those people thought they probably died like 2 minutes ago. But they probably been dead for 50 years or 100 years, and they don't even know, or they're still trapped. They still think that they're in that time frame. And some of them cannot believe that they probably passed away. They have not fulfilled their life purpose, or they have not done as much as they wanted to in life, and they're afraid of what's on the other side. They're afraid of crossing over. Their spirit, their soul is not elevated, so they're stuck. And then if you have those type of family members, and you've had those type of ancestors where they didn't really do much work, or everybody did their own thing, there was no tradition, there was no community, there was no coming together, that can make it very hard for you to tap into your own spirituality, because if they're not making an effort to do what they got to do on the spirit side, what makes you think they're going to help you on the physical side, and on this side? Yeah. You need to do a lot of work to help elevate your ancestors and appease them, and give them offerings to elevate them, and also negotiate with them, and also create new traditions within your living relatives, your living bloodline, and also ensure that the ones who have departed physically are a part of that as well. Because think of family reunions. When people have family reunions, everybody comes together, and also people do remember the people who had passed away. What's wrong with my camera? Okay. Why is it looking like that? Let's see if I do this. Okay. All right. I don't know what happened. Sorry, y'all. Okay. I don't know what happened. But anyways, see, this is what happens when you start talking about dead people. Weird shit start happening to electronics and stuff, okay? So where was I going with this? Yeah, when you want to create new traditions with the living, and, try to do new things, try to ensure that the children are involved and they're participating in these traditions, that also helps elevate your ancestors, the departed one, because when they're being remembered, and they're being celebrated, or their departure is being celebrated in a way that helps elevate them. Not like, oh yes, you're dead. No, it's, okay, you passed on, you may come back, you're probably going to be somebody's guardian angel, you're probably going to be this, we elevate you, we remember you, you're never forgotten. Because as a spiritual person, a high priestess, also a tarot reader, somebody, who's been doing this for a while, I talk to the dead. And one thing that could really piss off the dead is them being forgotten. And then all of a sudden, somebody down the bloodline is like calling for help. You calling me for help? But ain't nobody did anything for me after my funeral, after I passed away. Ain't nobody lit a candle for me. Ain't nobody poured libation for me. And you need my help? So just so you know, because I talk to the dead, that's my thing. Yeah, they do feel some type of way when people don't give them the time of day, and then all of a sudden y'all asking for stuff. Y'all are like, I want to do ancestral work, I want to do money work, I want to do this work, I want to do that. Yo, you have a lot of ancestors, a lot of spirits, a lot of departed souls who have not crossed over. What do you think they can do for you if they cannot help themselves? They need help. They need elevation. Pouring libations, giving them light. And my tradition, because I am Haitian, yes, ice in one year, there's work, we do real offerings, not like just, cooked food or whatever the case may be. We actually, offer live chickens or live animals, and we also cook for those live animals, and we also feed the community, because it's a community-based practice. So people within the bloodline and the community as well will feast, and they will celebrate the departed as well as any other spirits, family spirits, local spirits, or guardian angels, loas, or rishas, or whatever the case may be. They're celebrated too, and that kind of helps keep things elevated. That kind of gives them the strength and the energy to help and support us in this physical life. So I wanted to talk about that and ways that you can help elevate them. First things first, you have to go see a spiritualist, a very well-trained spiritualist, somebody who's been doing it for a while, to communicate with the departed souls. If they are having trouble communicating, it could be one or two things. One, the person is not qualified, or your spirits do not want to talk to that person. We'll just say those are two reasons. The third reason is, your spirits don't fuck with that person. Another reason is your spirits are angry. And they're just now starting to kind of like maybe entertain you, wanting to know anything about them, but they're still angry. So there's things that you got to do to appease them. So first things first, you get a reading, figure out what's going on within your lineage. You need an ancestral lineage type of reading. Yes, I do offer those. You can click the link in my bio and book that type of reading with me. And then the second thing is figure out what they want, figure out if there's a pattern. Are there any traditions within your bloodline? If you have ancestors like Congo spirit, ancestral type of thing going on, you have voodoo, you got Santeria, whatever the case may be, or your family line is spread out and you have a little bit of everything, you need to know what your immediate ancestors, the ancestors, not the ones in a specific practice, the regular ancestors, you need to figure out what's going on with them, because those ancestors are your first line of defense. And you want to ensure that those group or category of ancestors, because you have so many, they are elevated, because they're the most closest to you. And those are the people that you would know because of, several generations, documenting, archiving, and all that kind of stuff. Those are ancestors that you can call by name. Those are people who have passed away, who somebody in your family knows. So those are people you want to ensure that you are elevating the most. And then, of course, as you gradually work on elevating your immediate ancestors, I call those the immediate ancestors. You do have ancient ancestors as well, but the ones that you do know and the ones who have passed away horrible deaths, those are the ones that you want to kind of like focus on at this moment, and then you'll work your way up to the other ancestors and also the other spirits. Once you have mastered learning how to work with your ancestors, you will do so well when it comes to working with the other spirits, because your dedication, your wanting to do a lot more, you giving attention to these spirits and ancestors, that will help you become a better practitioner for yourself, and possibly others in your family, and stuff like that. So another thing is, of course, you get a reading, ancestral reading. Once you get that ancestral reading, you want to ensure that you are lighting a candle, and you have to be very consistent. There are all types of prayers. I will do a mini workshop based on, what everyone thinks of this video. If you do want me to do a mini workshop, that's something that I can set up privately on a Zoom call, where we talk about ancestral veneration, where I can do every Saturday for about an hour, maybe 2 hours, where, you can have that group discussion. And I can invite other practitioners as well, like hoodoo practitioners, Gullah Geechee practitioners, Santeria, Orisha worship practitioners, all types of practitioners I can get to attend these classes, but to be guest speakers and kind of give you some information, because based on your background also is based on your ancestral ways, because not all ancestral beliefs or ways or understanding are all equal. We all come from different backgrounds. We come from different parts of the world. So it's going to look a little different for everybody. But depending on who I have sign up for these classes, I haven't done it yet. I just need to see what's the numbers looking like. Because if it's a nice group of people, then I can bring in a nice group of other practitioners. So that way you have access to that as well. And I will put it on my website, zakamere.com. Let's see. So once you do that, you understand your ancestral, you pour libations, you light a candle. You also find people who come from that different background to kind of mentor you as well. Qualified people. Make sure you do your research on your practitioner. And once you do that, and you can get into the rhythm of doing things. But ancestral feeding is a thing. And it's not like, oh, you cook some food and then you bring a plate downstairs and you're like, all right, ancestors, here you go. It's a lot more to it than just that. That is a start. Don't ever feel like it's not something that you know is basic, whatever. It's something, but it's a start. But also remember, when it comes to spirits, they need something that is alive. And that's why they use animals as a way of feeding spirits. So FYI, if that's something that you would have to do, but that is something. It's not like you off the animal and then the animal's just there. No, that feeds. That has the essence of the spirits, the energies of the spirits. And once you make that offering, that offering is given back to you to feed the community, to feed the family. Thank you for this offering. Thank you for making this sacrifice. Now, let's sit down. Let's eat. Let's cook the food. Let's make sure the children eat. Everybody eats, throw it on the grill, clean it up, whatever, chop it up, throw it on the grill. Everybody get a plate and we eat. We come together as a community. We come together as a family and we feast. So that's another thing that I will discuss in my workshop. Is definitely not something for YouTube because, it's a lot that goes into it. And blessing the animal, there's certain ways, there's protocols on how to do that. So, yeah. But that will help elevate your ancestors. But you have to do a lot of praying, a whole lot of praying. There's lots of resources out there, depending on your background, depending on what religion you are or what a lot of your ancestral religion your ancestors were. Depends on the type of prayers that you would use for them. A lot of Catholic prayers are good. You may be saying Jesus and whatever in the prayers, but just understand the Bible is an energy book. There's so much things in there, the word, verbiage wise, that you can use to kind of help shift things in your life. So don't think of it as I don't want to be brainwashed. So-and-so wrote the Bible. It's not real. Whatever the case may be, put that to the side and focus. Stay focused here. Stay focused now. And the focus is ensuring that you are just taking what you need from that book and applying it and making it work when it comes to your ancestors. There's a lot of information that's out there that goes deep into that. So this is just an introductory video. I can go more in depth because when it comes to ancestral work, there's so many layers. There's so much. This is just like a quick little, I'm seeing 18-minute little chopped up little segment that I can give for those of you who are starting out your spiritual journey and you want to tap in. Ancestral work has to be something that is part of your top priority, as well as community work. I always preach community work, community within your bloodline, community within your family, community within your cultural traditions. Applying that and putting that together will help elevate your ancestors. I cannot stress this enough. You may not like your family members. That's okay. As long as y'all come together for the greater good of the family, the ancestors, the spirits, as well as the children, because the children are the ones who are going to be, taking these tradition and keeping it going. So you always want to prioritize what benefits the children, because this is the world that you're going to leave them in. And you are going to be the ancestor that they look up to, that they're going to be conjuring up. So you want to make sure you prepare them to do it the right way and properly as well. So get into your spirituality and get it done right, okay? Anyways, y'all, thank you for watching my video. Way more information to come. I'm trying to migrate from TikTok to come on to YouTube to go more into depth and to talk about things that are timeless. So stay tuned for more content. And thank you for watching, y'all.